Hey guys, welcome back to some companions. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the Alliance contest, which we know is going to be coming up. I'm partnering again with D2. Want to do some summons. We're already at 10,000 diamonds. And overall, just kind of the state of companions as it sits. I know Vulcan and I did a video kind of on AFK Arena companions, the crossover, but it doesn't seem like anything new is coming. Even looking at the events tab, even looking at the heroes, the crossover, it doesn't seem like we're getting anything new. And I don't know exactly what is going to happen with this game in the future. It's kind of crazy to think that, you know, we're not getting the new heroes. They're coming over from the classic version over here, and with this game we're not seeing the new events. We're not seeing actually any new events. You can see we have the Firefly Glow, we have the Whispers of Bloom. Those are both the events that are on the classic server. We have the version of the Guild Treasure Hunt over here. Spire Contest is unique. The Frozen Ground, the Bountiful Trials, of course, are heroes that we've already seen, and the Frozen Ground is an older voyage, so it just seems like we're continuing with that same cycle of just recycling the content that we've seen before. And a lot of players, again, if you've played the classic version for a while, Frozen Ground, and a lot of these you have already seen, you have already played. So it does get a little bit of just kind of a repeat, like we were kind of talking about. And that's what a lot of players are worried about. Now, also, when you launch AFK Arena, it does launch in Companions. So a lot of players, if you are unfamiliar with this, if it launches in Companions, you can actually go here between Companions and the classic server. Doesn't get rid of any of your progression, doesn't do anything of that nature, but you do switch to the classic or the companion. Now, in my opinion, the classic version is the full game, where Companions is a very light version of the game. So I don't even understand why they don't launch you in the classic. My thought of that is if they launched you in the classic with everything that was in there, most players wouldn't come over and wouldn't play in the companion side at all. Now, we want to know what Dolly does say. Now, this is the reason why players are saying that Mira is coming, because when you look at Dolly's dialogue, rumor has it that Baden once brought a little girl back to from the island of the banished. I wonder how she's doing now. That is the exact same dialect or dialogue that we are seeing over on the classic version, which means the hero is going to be brought to both sides. Now, we talked about this before. They are saying, and players' speculation are saying it's going to be Mira, which was the event that we had when you went through and built all the furniture and everything. So that is the hero that is going to be coming. Going to have to check out the skills and abilities, see exactly what this hero is about. But let's go ahead and do some summons in here. Hopefully, Celestials and Hypos. We just got Taylene up to Mythic. That is the only hero that we have at Mythic. And there we go, guys. There's a copy of Flora. We called it, but that is a copy of Flora. Giving us Elite Plus. Literally, when it comes to the Celestials and Hypos in here, super difficult to get any copies, any really multiple copies. There's a copy of Nevi. And I also want to continue building, and I believe players were saying to get Transcended heroes, which I know we've talked about that before, but getting Transcended heroes, there's a copy of Rosaline. You do have to have, and I believe it was 25, it might have been 35, but I think it's 25 different Ascended heroes. So once you do get to the point of having, and there is Pharrell, guys, out of a card. I love that. We did put him in the wish list, but like I was saying, when it comes to the Ascended heroes, they were saying that you have to have, and I believe it was 25. Now, normally, traditionally, I mean, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. We have 22, but traditionally, and I don't know if this is true in Companions as well, the dimensionals didn't count. Now, in here, I would say they do, because you do build them independently. So in the classic version, the dimensional heroes do not count because they are linked to a regular hero, so it doesn't count for two different heroes. But I'm assuming in here it does, because the heroes are not linked, which puts us at essentially 22. And again, I think you need 25 of these heroes to unlock the ability to get those Transcended heroes. So using a multitude of copies above and beyond the ones. And if you've seen, and if you've caught any of the videos on the Transcended heroes, it's just a much higher version, but you do need 8 copies. You need 4 Elite Plus copies of the hero to get them to that Transcended state. So it is a little bit more expensive. Let's go ahead and, you know what? I'm not going to use the diamonds in here. I was just thinking about it. We don't want to use the diamonds in here. Let's use these ones. Then we'll hit up and try to get 2 more. We need 2 more of our souls, of our dimensional spirits, to be able to build up Ainz a little bit further. Destiny summons, as much as I would like to get Trishia, we know there's another 6 days and then we'll have the new hero up. I'm going to leave Trishia in here. We're going to wait. We're going to drop her in the wish list when we get there, because we want to try to get these Transcended heroes. These are super important because, like I said before, when these are gone, and it's kind of crazy because when these are gone, the only way you're going to be able to get these is out of having the ability to get them in the Stargazer. So it's going to be very, very expensive to build them because there's not going to be, unless they're doing something different. But you can see we have 11 more days to build these out, getting to the point of building these out. If you don't, you're going to have to go in here and actually build the dimensional spirits out of here, which of course is super expensive because we have a very, very limited supply when it comes to our Stargazer scrolls. Just something to remember when it comes to these dimensional heroes. And I am building out Ainz. Now, if you've seen, Ainz is a really big priority in the Companions version, where on the Classic version, not really a priority at all to build out Ainz. And I wish I didn't do that other summon, but that's okay. There is Nevi that I think is going to add another star. And we're also waiting to see what is going to be, or who is going to be, the next Awakened hero that we do find over on the Companion server. Still, again, kind of a question mark as we continue to add a lot more divine abilities to a lot of these heroes, as we continue to build them up a little bit further. And getting them built up right here to Mythic Plus literally just waits for additional copies of the hero to get. So I think I'm going to do Respin, or we could do Pippa in here. Let me know who you want to build, because here we already have 4 fully capped out heroes. The exact same here is once we're getting these heroes built up kind of a little bit further. I want to save all of the copies. I don't want to use them because if we are getting a Graveborn hero, if we're getting, you know, a Mauler hero, a Lightbearer, I want to make sure that we have enough. That way, when the hero is released, we already do have the ability to get that hero. And the same in here. We're literally just waiting copies of Hendrik, awaiting copies of Gwen to actually build them up a little bit further. Now, we have Estrilda and Lucius. I would say Estrilda would be my next one to build. Or no, we're working on Thane. That's right. I keep forgetting about Thane. So let's go ahead and use some of these resources. This, of course, is going to take Thane up to Mythic. When it comes to building out the primordial amplifying emblems within the signature items, very, very difficult, but there we go. So we did unlock the signature item. Again, when it comes to signature items, very expensive to build them out. And here we're still working on Warwick. We need a couple more copies, but I think we built everybody else because I remember we got Scrath built up. So just going to have to wait for some more copies in there. And here again, we're going to have to see. I'm thinking it's going to be probably Respin because we're pretty close. Graveborn, we are building it up with Desira. Again, we need a couple more copies in there. And then, of course, we have Taline that is built, as well as a couple more, but we do need 2 more of those dimensional spirits to build it up. Now, the Alliance contest, like I said, D2 and I registered successful. Starts in 1 day, 12 hours. Now, this is a super, I like the event and I like the design. I like how they built the event, but it is so incredibly short. Literally, you just get 2 iterations and then that event is gone in its entirety. The Beast Ground, this is a place where combining beasts, remember, using the same beasts of the same level essentially is the best way to do that we were kind of figuring out. But overall, definitely making some progression in here. Guild is absolutely killing it. Even looking at the event that we just ended with our Guild Scramble, we did come in first again by a long shot, which was very cool. But definitely wanted to keep you guys progress and really updated on this. Gonna push some more campaign chapters in here. Also have the Forked Fate. We've been doing the Forked Fate quite a bit because we're trying to get a lot more essence. And we're still gaining more levels. Right here, we're at 340 already. 360 unlocks the resonating crystal. So we're pretty close to getting to the point of unlocking that resonating crystal. Gonna have to see exactly what that's about. And then, of course, we do have our dimensional gear, which are going to be 2 additional pieces for Ainz. If you look at Sheltier, we already broke out with all the dimensional gear. Ainz the exact same, so we do need the hat, and then we do need the chest piece in here, which we can actually grab real quick because we got those 2 more. Now we need the hat, there we go, and then we do need the chest piece. There we go, so we have both of those. Let's go ahead and throw them on Ainz, and then of course, once we build them up a little bit further, there is all of his gear. Love having the dimensional gear in here. And the way you get the dimensional gear in here out of the summons is pretty cool as well, that you don't have to be super reliant on everything else, but getting Thane up to the signature item, which we can't buy anyways. Diamonds, very, very hard to come by in this game because you are dropping so many into the store to buy all of this stuff out on a regular basis to be able to actually build them out. Makes a big difference trying to get these red chests, trying to get your Stargazer scrolls, and then of course we're doing the exact same here. Got to build up the gear a little bit more, and then some more summons out of the barracks itself. Maybe we'll get something out of the stone right there. Boom. Another copy of just a little bit of food. And then again, not a lot of resources, not a lot of stuff. And you're noticing that hero essence is bulking up. We're getting a lot of hero essence, but not a lot of places to actually use that hero essence. And there we go. We dropped and I've only been putting gear on the ascended heroes at this point. I don't even think Taylene has anything, but we built her up a little bit further with the signature item as our only celestial hero. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.